Hi, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe if you haven't done it yet. Thanks.
Okay, so what do we want here? We would like to return a view here. A view, a form. So in order to do that, the best way is to create its own folder for this category. So inside the views, with the right click, I create a new folder called category. And inside this folder, I will create the create form. So create blade.php. Similarly to this, we want the dashboard, we want the logout, and we want the form inside the card body. So I just copy and paste everything from the home and paste it here. And instead of dashboard, instead of logout, we would like to create a button to going back to the home route. So we don't need a form here. We want a button here, which is going back to the home. /home, and let's call it back and give some extra classes as well. btn, usual Bootstrap 4 class, and btn warning. This will be an orange button, and it will take us back to the home page, to the main page of our admin panel. And instead of you are logged in, we would like to add a text here, add new category. And we will display our category add form here. But first of all, let's save it and see what have we done. Okay, so nothing changed here, but when we click this button, we want to show this view. And when we click on that button, the click will trigger this route file, and we will go to the create. Inside the category controller, we will go to the create, which is up in our app folder, http controllers, category controller, and we will hit this create function, and we want to show return view, and we want to show the view inside. So here's our views, so we want to show our views inside the category folder, and we want to show the create. So we want the category, this is the folder, and we want to show the create file, which is this one. And again, we don't need the blade.php. Don't forget the semicolon. Let's save it and see if it works. Refresh. And we have a problem again. We have a problem with the home route. So the easiest way to track what could be the home, if we check this, so we don't need anything else, just the home. We don't need a slash. So inside this create.blade.php, we don't need the slash, we just need the home. And it should work at this time. Let's hit refresh. And it's not working. And why is that? Okay, so we can't see anything. The problem is must be somewhere here. Yeah, when we copy and paste, when I copy and paste this section with the content, but I didn't copy the. Yeah, I didn't copy this part. Extend layouts.app. So we need this one as well. Okay, let's save it now and see if it works. Sure enough, it works. Add new category. So, and if we click on the back, we're going back to the main admin panel, and we will add our form here, similarly to this one. Okay, so enter a new category. So we will create this one input form. Okay, so I'm adding a form inside the card body. The action will be the category.store. And the method will be post. And again, we will need a CSRF token as well to protect us from cross-site forgery. So we need a CSRF token. Okay. We will need a button to submit this form. Type is submit. Class will be btn primary, and let's name it submit. Submit the category. Okay, so we will have only one input field, so let's create a Bootstrap 4 form group. So we need a div with a class of form group. And inside this form group we need a label for this input. And it will be for the category. And let's do this label, enter a category. Right, and let's create the input field. It will be a text, and the class will be again a Bootstrap 4 class, which is a form control. Let's give it a name. It will be category name. And let's add an error field as well. And error. So we want to show this field if any error related to category name. And we want a div here. And we want to show the message, the error message inside this div. message. I will get back to this later on, where we get this message variable. And also I want to style it so it's make it red color message. So I will use Bootstrap 4 again. So it will be the error and text danger. Okay, so let's see where are we now. If we hit refresh, of course we need to save it first. Refresh again, we have enter category. We got a typo here, of course. Let's space it out a little bit. So let's give a empty 4 to this form. Okay, so we can enter a category now. Okay, so when we hit the submit button, we are basically going to this route because we are posting to the category URI, which is this one. As you can see, we hit the store, the category controller store method. So we hit the button and we are hit the store method in a controller. So that's why we don't see anything here. But if we would like to just split something out, and save it and hit refresh, as you can see we hit that method. So basically when we hit the submit category, then we would like to do something in this method. We would like to save the data in this method, but first, before we save it, we would like to validate it. So to make sure there is something, so there is something in that input. In order to do that, we need to create a validation. So we want to validate the request. And we want to validate the request category name. And we want to make sure that something is typed into that input field. So we need to add required. And it maximum can be 255 character long, so max 255. Okay, so if we going back to the create, as you can see we have this error. So anytime this validation threw back us an error for this category name, then this will be catched by this and will be displayed inside this message variable. Okay, and also if everything is alright with the validation, then we would like to create a new category in our database and save everything inside there. So let's do this now. So create a category variable is equal to new category. Right, so we want to create a new category in our database. And we want the to be equal to request Okay, so we would like to create a new category in the database, and inside our database, inside the category database and the category name field, we want to be equal to the category to the request category name. So that's what we send from the form, and we want to save it inside the database. And we also would like to create our slug, and we use a helper, Laravel helper, to do this slug, str underscore slug. And we want to make the slug from the category name, so we want to use the request. Okay, so we save our category name inside the category name field, and we want to save our slug inside the slug, and we create the slug from the request category name. Basically, it strips everything down, and spaces will be replaced by hyphens and stuff like this. So I just copy and paste the code from the existing code to speed this tutorial up. But I explain it. Okay, we create a new variable, latest slug, and we check if the category, and we check if there is any slug existing in the category table with the same slug. And if it yes, then we grab the last one and we grab the value of that slug. And if the latest slug exists, we explode it in pieces, and we grab the number, the end pieces, and we add a number to the end of the slug. So for example, if we want to add a new category like videos, the slug would be for this so the capital letters would be replaced by the just normal letters, and the space would be replaced with this hyphens, and capital letter again will be replaced with the normal letters. But let's just imagine if we want to add another YouTube videos category again. Then the slug would be the same. In this case, when we try to find the category, we would have two results, both of them with the same slug. So in order to avoid this, we check if there is any existing slug with the same slug name, and if it is, then we add a number end of it. So in this case, it would be look like this. And if we add one more YouTube videos category again, probably we won't do that, but just in case, then we would increase the number again. So we never end up with two exactly same slugs. Right. We have nothing else to do. We need only to save this into our database. Category, save. And then if it's ready, then we would like to return back to the home admin panel. So we want to return, redirect to the home view. Okay, let's check if it works. Go back, hit refresh, and let's check our database. So here is the category refresh. There is nothing nothing saved inside the database. And let's add our first category. Let's call it Internet. Add category. And there must be an error because we haven't saved anything and we haven't been redirected to the home page. So in order to find this out, what was the problem? Okay, so the problem was I made a typo here, category. So if I save it and I check it again, let's hit refresh and do Internet again. Undefined function str slug. So in Laravel 6 we need to pull in a package through Composer. 6 helper functions. Okay, so in order to work this slug string, we need to pull in this Laravel helpers through Composer. So let's go to the terminal, paste this Composer require Laravel /helpers, hit enter. Okay, that's done. So it should save our data into the database now. So let's just check it. If we're going back, hit refresh. Let's do the internet thing again, submit the category, and sure enough we are redirected back to the home page into our admin panel. And if we check our database, let's hit refresh, we have one entry, categories. Let's see, okay, so we have internet, this is the category name, and the slug is internet, and it's being created now with an ID of 1. So everything is working. If we add a new category, for example, videos, hit enter, check our database again, we have YouTube videos and YouTube videos with slug, and if we submit a YouTube videos again and submit again, hit refresh, as you can see we added a number 1, and if we continue it will add number 2, number 3, and so on. So we have only one unique slug to each category name, and this is SEO friendly. So in here we can get like category / internet, for example. So it's much better than referring to the ID, which would be 1. It's much more SEO friendly. Okay, in the next video we will create the subcategory and we will connect the subcategory into to each categories. Thanks for watching, please subscribe and bye.